What's going on, family? Your Midday Base Stichiz here, and we all know that the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but every day this needs to be a conversation, and this really just needs to be at the forefront of how we can support our sisters, the resources that are out there, and not just those who have breast cancer, but those who are supporting those who do have it and who have gone through it. And I'm super excited because we have some amazing women with us right now who we're just going to get candid. We're going to talk, ladies. We're going to kiki, and we're going to talk about things that are not usually talked about. And I know there are some personal things that we're going to get into. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us. So enough about me talking. So please introduce it. We're going to kiki, but introduce yourselves and tell us any organizations that you're connected with, please.
I'm Nicole Mikhael. I'm not part of any organization.
That's all right.
Okay.
You're building.
I'm building.
She is.
There you go. What else do you want to know?
That's it for now.
Okay.
That's it. And flew in from all the way from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right. So we thank you for traveling far for us.
Anything for you, Stichiz.
Thank you. And Pero?
I am Tracy Milgram, the founder of BRCAStrong.
Yeah.
And what does BRCA do?
BRCA supports previvors, survivors, and thrivers, regardless of predisposition, and we hope women feel whole again prior to headed in for a mastectomy and after, because survivorship starts at a diagnosis and goes until the end of life.
Nice. It's a lot, and we're going to delve more into it. And last but not least?
I'm Brittania, Tyga B, and I'm the former owner of Tyga B for Breast Cancer Incorporated and author of October Never Ends.
Oh.
And hair designer and apparently a coat designer. She designed this coat. She does a lot of other things that I just found out about. But ladies, let's just delve straight into it, because the interesting thing about it, all three of you have different situations and different journeys. So I won't pinpoint one person first, but who wants to go first to tell us about your journey? And I'm looking at Nicole.
You want to go first?
It doesn't matter.
Nicole,
I'm going to have to say it at some point.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go first. Kick it off.
I was diagnosed. Where am I looking? At the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was diagnosed when I was 26, so I kind of I did go against what the textbook or the doctors would normally categorize a woman as being a candidate for having breast cancer. So I'm here to share my story, to reconstruct the conversation about breast cancer, to break the stigma about it not just affecting older women. Early detection does save lives, so if I can help share my story just to start the conversation and encourage women to do their breast exam and make the appointment and then show up to the appointment, then I'm doing my job. So
beautiful. And I think that's an important part, because we hear that a lot. Yeah. That 20s and 30s, it's like, don't worry about it. You don't have to think about it. You're not in that bracket. But your story and Tyga, yours is similar to that. What age were you diagnosed?
Well, I found my lump when I was 24, but because of my age and no apparent family history, I was kind of pushed back. So I wasn't officially diagnosed until I was 25.
Oh,
Wow. But you detected something at age 24.
Yes.
Oof. And Tracy, and we're going to delve each into your stories, but Tracy, what was your journey like?
So my journey began at 18. I found my first lump in the shower. I underwent my first lumpectomy, which was benign, followed by 2 lumpectomies, 19 and 21, which were both benign, and then found out that I carried the BRCA2 genetic mutation, which put me at a higher risk for breast and ovarian cancer. 10 years ago, 20 years ago is when I found out. So prior to any celebrity sharing their story, and I took preventative action at the age of 32. With a strong family history of breast cancer.
Wow. And let's go with you. Let's start with you. Thank you, first and foremost, for being open. Let's start with you, Nikki. When did you can you take us through that process? And I know you share this story all the time, because each of us have a different story of how and when we found out, and when the doctor said, no, you don't worry about it. What was your journey like? Can you share?
I was just taking a shower, and after the shower I was putting lotion on. It's just, my normal routine, but this specific shower, I put too much lotion on, and so I started rubbing it on my chest. I was like, I don't know where else to rub myself, and thank God that I did, because I felt something, and it was close enough to the skin surface where I can feel it, and I think that if my hands weren't lubricated, I don't think I would have felt it. And so when I initially had my mom or the doctors touch me, they're like, oh, it's nothing, you're young, it's probably close to your period. I'm like, it's not close to my period. But because I know my family history of my mom's,
she had
breast cancer twice, I was just a little bit more cautious, and so I listened to my gut and got it ultrasound, and even then they were like, it's not abnormally shaped, you have nothing to worry about, but if you want to remove it, we can. And my logic then was, because it's so close to the skin surface, if this thing keeps growing, then if I remove it, it's going to leave like a larger indentation. So I'd rather take it out while it's small. And I took it out, and I did the lumpectomy, and it was painless. It was...
Really quick, lumpectomy, because we're speaking to some folks who have no idea.
Yeah.
Tell us what that is.
It's when they just remove the mass.
Okay.
And so I did a lumpectomy, and I'm sure the laws are still the same in Florida, where whatever you remove off your body, whether it's a mole or a mass, it has to get sent to pathology. And so even
to get tested.
And even when I came out of the lumpectomy, the doctor still told me, like, you're fine, I'm not worried. And I asked her, could this be cancer? She's like, no, you're too young and you're healthy. Cancer is not an option for you. And so I was cool. I was fine. I went home, did the surgery. I was not stressing. I was fine. And then I went in a week later just to make sure that incision was healing properly. And when the doctor came in, the energy in the room was different. When I made eye contact with her, and I saw she had tears in her eyes, and if she blinked a couple more times, she would have cried. But she had to go back on her word to tell me, like, actually, pathology came back as stage 1 breast cancer. And in that moment, I didn't even freak out or react. I was like, okay, what's next? Like, what do we do now? What's the plan? Like, I want this out of me. And 2 weeks later, I did the double mastectomy.
That's where you removed
both breast and the nipple, just this one. I opted to keep one real and one fake.
Why is that?
I don't think I was ready to, like, lose nipples. I didn't even know that it was possible for a woman to remove a nipple, to be honest. When you see somebody with an amputation, it's usually visible. An arm, a leg, a finger, a toe, an ear even, I don't know.
Right.
But a nipple, I had never heard of that. I had never seen what that looked like. I didn't know nipple reconstruction was even
a thing
at 26. Like, I had no one to talk to about this, because everybody was much older, and they didn't care about, like, what they looked like. But I did at 26, because they're like, I'm married, I have a husband, I have grandkids, this is not a concern of mine. I was like, well, I'm single.
Yeah.
And how does this work? Like, I don't know. I didn't know how to accept a new body. But I did eventually, obviously. And now I love my implants. My implants are with me forever. They're good. But, yeah. That's kind of what happened.
So, and I know Tyga B coughing. We gonna get us some water. But no, it's okay. It's okay.
No, you're good.
Okay. Sorry,
you're human.
You're human. No, it's good. And we're in a tight space, so I get it.
Are you good?
You're good, flight attendant.
No, it's good. It's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. 3, 2. No, it's okay. You good?
Hold on. Let me get one more.
We should have had water for you ladies. Sorry.
It's okay.
You guys want one?
It's okay.
All right.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. 3. And if you have to cough, just let us know, because I know we're in a tight space.
So do a church finger. It's coming.
3, 2, 1. So once you found out, and you were also, I know we talked before that you just graduated or going to law school?
I was studying to go to law school. Yeah. But thank God I didn't go, honestly. I think that was like a protection, because I would have been miserable as an attorney.
Going through that?
No, for real. And I would have missed my graduation at the end of it, because if I had gone to law school, when I got diagnosed and did my treatment, I would have missed graduation. I don't think I would have gone back to school after that experience. So it really was protection.
Truth, okay.
Yeah, I'm not just saying that to kiki. That's like facts. Yeah. Yeah.
But what I do love about you ladies is there's a level of joy that each of you have, and we're going to talk about that soon, but thank you for sharing your story. Now we're going to come back to Nicole. So now let's get to you, Tracy. Walk us through your experience of when you mentioned it briefly, but walk us through that day that you knew I have breast cancer.
No, Previver.
Previver.
So when I was 18 and I found my lump in the shower, my grandmother was actually battling breast cancer and finishing up radiation, so I knew to be aware of my body. Okay. So when I found my first lump, I called my OBGYN and I was like, what is going on? I'm 18 years old. I found this in the shower. So she's like, let's get a mammogram. Well, obviously, as we know, that is not easy when you're 18 years old. So I went through the process, got my mammogram, and she's like, you need to see a breast surgeon. And I was like, for what? She's like, there's a lump there, but we're not sure. So when I saw the breast surgeon, he's like, well, we have to do a lumpectomy, which again is sent to the lab for pathology, which did, thank God, come back benign. But 2 after that was probably the most stressful time in my life, finding out that like I need scans every 6 months or every 12 months. It was just overwhelming to me. And just graduating high school, I wanted to live my best life. And at 21, after my 3rd lumpectomy, I was like, Dr. T, what is my next step? Yeah. And he's like, what's your family history? So we did the whole family tree, found out I was Ashkenazi Jewish descent, had no idea.
Good morning.
And was like, all right, sign me up for the test. He's like, it'll tell you if you're at higher risk for breast or ovarian cancer. Now, 20 years ago, that's all we did was genetic testing, was BRCA1, BRCA2, and did you have a predisposition?
And explain that really quick, BRCA1, BRCA2.
So basically, you are at a higher risk for breast cancer with BRCA2 and ovarian cancer for BRCA1. So it switches up varying on the genetic mutation that you have. Okay. So when I came back with my test, I was like, BRCA negative, right? And the nurse sits down across from me and she's like, yeah, BRCA1 negative, BRCA2 positive. And I was like, okay, what's next? Right. My youngest aunt died in her 40s. So for me, it was, when was I going to get the diagnosis? And I said, I have to take control of my life. Wow. So at that time, 20 years ago, there was no centers. There was nobody doing any prevention because the BRCA gene was only found in 1995. So here we are in 2004.
And you're 18?
I was 21 when I found out I had the gene. And I was like, so I went to a couple different states, couple different centers, and nobody really could guide me but either have a hysterectomy and a mastectomy or go on tamoxifen. And I'm like, not doing any of that. Right. Let's just go under surveillance. So I rushed my life ahead, had 2 healthy children, and decided that there was no more need for my female body parts, really, basically. And I underwent a full hysterectomy. Went into surgical menopause at 32, which was probably a huge undertaking for your body in general. And then 6 months later, I had a prophylactic bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction. So they went in, removed all the breast tissue, and then I had a reconstruction after.
So before we get to you, Tyga, who was your support system? Like how, at that age, seeing a family member go through it, and now you're coming out of high school, what and who was your support?
So my grandmother was my biggest supporter. And she's like, Tracy, we're going to take control of this. You're going to get through it. And literally held my hand every step of the way. And my daughter. My daughter was 6.5 when I underwent both surgeries and really just cheered me on. And in the bathroom after 4 weeks of my mastectomy, she just looked at me and she felt my pain. We're very energy connected. And she's like, Mom, you're like a butterfly. You're going to be beautiful again. And I'm like,
oh, that was it for you, baby.
That was it. That was it. And she's like, women should not have to sit at home with their drains hanging out and there's nothing. And literally that's when BRCAStrong was born. And that's how we have grown. And really creating that support system was very hard because everybody talks about a survivor. Nobody talks about somebody who has a genetic mutation that is at a higher risk for receiving a diagnosis.
And we're going to come back to you to talk about more of what your organization does and how you are helping to provide that support system for others. And I know, Nick, you were talking about your dad being your support system, so I want to come back to that as well. So before then, Tyga, let's get to you. Jack of all trades, honey. She just found out she did this sweater. I'm about to take it off.
You can have it, boo.
But tell us about your journey and how it was for you.
I was 24, and for some reason I used to sleep with my hands under my arms, and I felt a little something. I'm like, okay, what's that? And at the time, like you said, I did hair. I was working in a salon, and I showed my salon manager, and she goes, oh, girl, you're too young it's fine, just watch it. But when I showed my mom, she's like, okay, maybe you should go in. So I went to a breast center. They did the whole ultrasound, a needle biopsy. And they're like, oh, it's fine. Stay away from caffeine. Come back in 6 months and we'll go from there. I'm like, okay, must be fine. About 4 months later, I'm like, okay, it's getting bigger and I feel like there's another spot.
Oh, wow.
And so I made an appointment to go back in and was kind of brushed off like, why are you here? We told you 6 months, like there's nothing else we can do but another ultrasound. I'm like, okay, I must be a hypochondriac or I'm overthinking.
Yeah.
And I think 2 months later I came back and they're like, okay, there's nothing wrong with this spot, but we should take it out. And I'm like, okay, why should we take it out? And so when it confused my mom too, we went and got a second opinion, and at the second opinion, they're like, well, where's your mammogram? I'm like, she wouldn't give me one.
Wow.
So when they were like, why would she want to give you surgery without a mammogram? And so I think I was still 24, a little bit before my 25th birthday, I got my mammogram. And before I could put my clothes on, like, she showed me the difference between the left breast and the right breast, and she's like, I'm like, this is it, isn't it? And she's like, I don't want to say for sure, but yeah. So.
For you, what was going through your mind at that time?
At that time, I was like, okay, maybe she's jumping the gun. Like, I know it doesn't look good,
right?
But let's wait for the official diagnosis. And, haphazardly, my mom worked at the same hospital as well.
Okay.
So later that night, they actually called my mom, and they let her tell me, like, the official news. And I think that's probably what bothered me more. I probably would have rather read it and been able to digest it first.
Okay.
As opposed to having to watch her reaction and have her try to
deal with it. And
then. So.
Do you remember that day when your mom told you?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that day? How were you able to actually manage mentally? And I know I asked you that before.
I had recently just moved back home, I went to college and then went to Cosmo School in Atlanta. So I just got my own apartment, and she wanted me to come to her house. And I'm like, why does she want me to come here? And that's when she told me, and she's like, I want you to stay here tonight. I'm like, no, I want to go home. So I went home and I digest a little bit better by myself.
Yeah.
But I think I literally cried for 5 minutes and went and watched Martin.
That's what.
She's a joker.
I know. She got jokes for real. But that was for you, your comedic relief.
Yeah. I think it was okay for me to accept it.
Okay.
But I think I was more disappointed for my mom. So I'm the only girl. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And I don't want to switch the conversation, but this is actually perfect timing because we have another guest, one of our radio sisters. She's standing on the corner like she's not about to come in. Come in, baby. Come in, baby. This is Nathalie Rodriguez, who's with our iHeartRadio family. Hey, Nathalie.
Hi. I didn't get the pink memo.
No, it's all good. Come on, have a seat, mommy. Okay, so we have our radio sister here from iHeart, Miss Nathalie Rodriguez. Thank you so much for joining the conversation.
For having me.
So I know we're talking about breast cancer, but you also had cancer, but it was
cervical.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why we wanted to touch on this, we mentioned it before, this is a type of cancer that you really can't see,
right?
But there's still an impact.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to keep this conversation going, so please, if you don't mind sharing your journey and your story with us.
Absolutely. How X-rated can we be?
Pero mami, we talking.
I just want to know because when we're talking about the girl parts,
We're talking. And keep in mind, folks who may have no idea what it is, we're talking.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Okay. First things first, you need to see your doctor. You need to get your checkup every year, the way you're supposed to. Whether you have insurance or not, there's a will, there's a way. Make it happen, because if it wasn't for my annual checkup, the pap smear, I would have never found out that I had cancer to begin with. Wow. And I was blessed to have a doctor who wasn't even my primary, who checked me out, and he saw something that he didn't like. And usually you have to wait months for an appointment. I saw him the week after, I saw him the week after that. Wow. By the third time that I saw him, he says, I'm going to refer you to somebody. I'm like, okay, who? And he says, an oncologist. And I was like, okay, all right, I can deal with this. And it wasn't fear. It was more, I'm very blunt in my life, you know that. I'm very unfiltered, girls.
Yeah.
Totally unfiltered. So whatever you have
Y'all
to
get
say
along.
it, and then I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't like soft, I don't like sugarcoating. Tell me what it is and let's deal with it. That's how I am about my life. And he called this oncologist, who is now my gynecologist, my gynecologist. And he has a waiting list. I think it's like 6 months to a year. I saw him within 3 days. And a week later, I was already having my operation. He already had the conversation with me with, okay, how blunt can I be with you? I'm like, oh, please be blunt. Please tell me. Is it cancer? And he says, yeah, it is. And these are your options. And you have kids. I said, yes, because you're not going to be able to have kids. I said, okay, all right. Let me put that into perspective, because I always thought I was going to open up a nursery. But, you know, life throws different balls your way, pun intended. And so a week after, like, it was like a 3-week, 4-week period of everything. Don't even. And I was having surgery for cancer. I didn't tell my kids. I didn't tell anybody. I internalized everything because it was my journey, and I needed to make peace with that with God. I'm very, you know, I don't go to church all the time, but God is my rock. So I prayed on it. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I felt comfort with it. And I figured, why am I going to burden my family with something until I know what the next course is? There's no point in me telling them to worry my mother, to worry my kids. And I was a single mom at the time and all that. So that's basically how I found out I had cancer. And, you know, when I went into this office, I have to tell you, for anybody that hasn't been through that, going into a doctor's office, whether it's your gynecologist or your primary, it's a different vibe, because everybody's there for strep throat or, you know, I don't know, UTI or something. And to go from that kind of environment to an oncologist, where you have to rationalize that everybody that's there has cancer. And everyone that has cancer there has it at a different stage. You don't know what their backstory is. You don't know what kind of cancer. You just know that we're all there for the same thing.
Right.
So when I would wait in the waiting room and I would sit next to people, I would look at them and I would just analyze them, and I would smile, because that was my way of relating and letting them know it's okay. It's okay. And people have it much worse than I do. And sitting there, and I told Stichiz this off air, I went through a battle of, I'm not worthy. Like, I know I'm going to be okay, even though I didn't, but I knew I was going to be okay. But I don't think the girl next to me knew that. The husband that was sitting there holding her hand, or, you know, an abuelita that was there, an older lady, and, you know, just so many things that go through your mind of, why me? Why am I facing this? Why am I so strong? Why am I so confident that I'm going to be okay and somebody else isn't? You know, why did God choose me to go through this journey? Why did God choose me to come out okay on the other side? And again, I said this to Stichiz too, and I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any answers. I have no idea why I survived. I don't know why I had it so good. I don't know why I could, you know, tolerate the pain and the discomfort, and why I was strong enough to cry alone in my room when I felt clueless as to what if. You know, because that what if does enter your mind. What if this doesn't go well? What if I do die? Because ultimately that's the question. You hear cancer, you think death sentence. And when I came to terms with the fact that it's okay to not know why, just to accept this right here, right now as my gift, there's a purpose in me being here. There's a purpose in me telling my story. There's a purpose in me being so blunt and so frank, and being able to hold your hand and I don't even know you and say, you know what, girl, it's okay. And even if it's not, it's still going to be okay. Because, again, to be an extremist, this, to me, is just one part of the journey. I believe in an afterlife. I believe in heaven. And, you know, you do what you do here, and the story goes on.
Right.
The story goes on for you spiritually, and the story goes on for everybody's life that you touch. And as much as I can tell my story, the only thing that I can say is educate yourself and be courageous. Be courageous in your faith. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to whatever it is that feeds your soul, because when everything else is being ripped out of you and you feel less than a woman, or you feel that you're not going to be attractive, or that you're going to be less than, or there's something broken in you, you need that rock, that faith, that friend, that mother, that sister, that story, that song, whatever it is that's going to empower you in that moment to know you're whole regardless of the package.
And that's a beautiful segue, because you hit on a lot, and thank you for sharing. Each of you mentioned some type of support. For you, Nat, it was more so you dealt with it on your own. For someone who might be watching or even listening, what should someone do who is hearing your story? How can they best support someone who is just finding out that they were diagnosed with cancer or going through cancer? What would you tell them? And anybody else, any can.
I say don't be afraid to ask.
I would say listen. A lot of people try to offer help without ever asking, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
So they automatically assume what they think you need,
Nice.
or what they think you want to hear, what they think you want to eat, or what you want to do that day. No, just listen. Or ask. It's okay to ask. It's okay to be curious. I think the most annoying part, especially at my age, was that most people don't know how to come at you.
Yeah.
So they forget who you were before the diagnosis. So now they treat you like a patient as opposed to, this is Tyga. And then you have friends that don't come around because they don't know what to say, or they don't know how to be delicate and be fragile. I'm me. Okay, just chill. Like, now I'm just me with no titties. And that's cool.
Right.
But it's like, if you're curious about it, ask me.
Right.
Say I want to see, or how does it feel? Just ask. And if I'm not cool with it at that moment, you'll know.
Okay.
But just treat them like a person. You'll be surprised how many conversations go on around you like you're not in the room anymore. And to me, I think that's the most frustrating part.
Can you all relate to that?
Yeah, I think that going off what she said, just being there is more than enough.
Okay.
And my biggest pet peeve is people would come over and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't want to hear that I'm so sorry right now. That's not going to help me.
Okay.
If I'm having a good day, let me have a good day. If I'm having a bad day, let me have a bad day. It's part of the process. It's how I'm going to heal. Not every day is supposed to be positive. I'm allowed to crash out a couple times. And again, like you were saying, if you don't know, then just ask. I will take off my shirt. I'll explain what's happening, and I'll teach you. But just to stay silent and not say anything because you don't know how to take it, then like you're just not my friend. You can get to step in, and that's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Tracy?
I think really just listen and show up. Don't ask, what do you want to eat? Just think of your favorite food or that favorite thing that makes you
Just show
happy,
up.
and just show up and bring it. Or just show up as yourself.
I love that. See, this is good. And we touched on, and please, if there's anything that you ladies want to touch on, this is an open conversation. But I want to get into the depths of relationships, because all of you kind of are in abnormal age bracket, if you, or not the norm of an age bracket, what everyone would say, oh, you're not supposed to have it. You were told that you weren't supposed to have it at this age, and you had it. So relationship wise, or being with a partner, how was it for you? Was that something that went through your mind once you were diagnosed, or talk to us on, your journey with that? Or was it not even a forethought?
So for me, I found out when I was 21 with the gene, and I was actually with who's now my ex-husband at the time, and he was so supportive. I really, from that aspect, unfortunately, I decided 6 months after my mastectomy that life was over and I wanted a divorce for us, and it was the beginning of me finding me. But going out and getting in a relationship and thinking, how can I go out and tell a man that I'm 32 years old, I had a full hysterectomy and a mastectomy, and I have no nipples? It was the hardest step for me to go out and get out of my comfort zone.
How did you do it, though?
So the first time, like
Don't tell me you walked into a cold room and let him stare.
Nope.
Okay,
So
good.
I literally.
Oh, I get it. Oh,
Wow, Stichiz.
got it. Sorry.
It was very hard to explain on a first date. So I waited, and then like 6 months, and that did not fly. It killed me emotionally. It was extremely frustrating, and now I'm like, how do I tell my story? And now I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about this on the first date, because if not, guess what? I might not be the one for you.
Right.
I mean, right away, I'm honestly telling them, like, I can't have kids. So if you have a desire to have kids, I wish you the best of luck.
Right.
Yeah.
But knowing that if I am feeling you and what's going to happen, you need to know who I am,
You're
because
honest.
that might send some men away. And it has scared men away. And I'm totally okay with that, and I accept it, because this is the new normal for me.
Nice.
And I'm beautiful regardless, whether I have whatever I have. This is me,
Right.
and accept it. And if you don't, please carry on.
Come on. And you're beautiful, baby.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, baby. What about you, ladies? Anybody want to chime in?
I wasn't dating at the moment, like, that I found out. Like, I had a friend, and honestly, he's kind of the reason I felt it too, because we were playing around one day and nudged me in that spot. I'm like, it shouldn't hurt that bad. So he kind of made his exit, you know,
One's finding out?
nice and lightly.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, that's a lot, I guess, to take on when you're not like that serious into a relationship. I think coming out of it, it is an awkward conversation, but it's not a conversation that really bothered me, because I'm like, it is what it is. Like, hey, I have no nipples, I have no feeling, you ain't gotta waste your time up there, but you know. I mean, I think I went through most of the finding myself attractive again during it,
Okay.
and without a partner. So once you come out of it, I think it's like,
You're
it is what
whole.
it is. Yeah.
For someone that may be watching and listening in that process of trying to find them and trying to regain that mindset of they are beautiful, what was your process like, and how did you come out of it?
Honestly, I had to find the other parts of me that I found attractive.
Okay.
Because I can't lie, it ain't cute to me.
Okay.
I don't like it. It feels like something's stuck in my teeth all the time. If you know that feeling, it feels not a part of me.
Okay.
So, and I think also with going through it at the time that I went through was like that social media era. So you're watching all these girls that are like, they're just
Gotcha.
beautiful all the time. Like, you're watching this facade of what you're supposed to look like.
Okay.
And I'm over here like chopped and screwed. So you have to realize, okay, the girl's got some nice legs, you know, the teeth are nice, the personality is cute. You just don't look here and we're good.
Right. So
I
you started
think-
loving other parts of you.
Yeah, you can't have it all.
Right.
You just can't.
Not for real.
And I think that's the problem now. Like, you're not going to have it all.
Right.
You're not going to have that A on every subject on the report card. That little D might be the tatas, you know.
I cannot.
I'm just saying.
Told you.
Literally, too. You could have a D.
I do. Well, I'm not gonna.
Or C.
Whatever.
Or me.
I was a B once when I was born.
I love y'all. I promise you. Okay, who wants to go next? Daddy, for you?
I love the fact that you mentioned social media, because we're so influenced by what we see and hear, and again, I believe in my faith, and I think when you put it out there to God, He'll send stuff to you when you're not even expecting it. And sometimes I'll open up Instagram and I'll see messages or pages from other women that have gone through similar cancers or other cancers, and they're telling their story or they're showing their bodies, and I find them absolutely gorgeous. And it might not be a normal standard of what beauty is, but I see myself in her, and I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
And in turn, I find myself prettier, and I find myself braver and
Nice.
myself stronger.
Beautiful.
So I think we do empower the more we share, and social media is one of those
Absolutely.
things visually. For me, as far as dating, because now you know a little bit about me,
Yeah.
I put it out there. I'm actively dating. And I just, I don't want to waste my time. I'm too old. I'm older than all of you put together, probably.
Seasoned
So
machine.
the first time I'm talking to a man, I get a vibe as to how intelligent he is, emotionally mature, because other times when I was younger, other things used to be important, but emotional maturity is probably up
On the
there
top.
between faith and emotional maturity and intelligence. If you ain't got those three, It's not that you're wasting your time. I'm not wasting mine.
Yeah.
I am not wasting my time. I don't care what you do with your life, but I'm not doing it with mine. So I like to have that conversation, and I have it so casually, like, oh yeah, well, I love to drink iced tea, and by the way, I had cancer, and you know, I love rock and roll, and I love jazz, and oh, you had cancer? What is it? What kind of cancer?
Oh my God.
And I believe that's exactly how she does it.
What kind of
Let it
cancer?
roll.
I'm going to use that next time. Slide it in.
That's it. If he catches it, then you can have a conversation. You determine.
Yeah.
You're in control. You're in that driver's seat,
Nice.
no matter what. So you
Right.
allow how much information you share and how far you want to take it with that conversation, because ultimately it's your life. You know, I know what I want. I know what I'm surrounding myself with, and I know what
Yeah.
I'm worth.
Nice.
So when that conversation does come up and I say, oh, it's cervical cancer, what's that? Well, it means I can't have kids anymore. How about that? And just keep it simple.
Yeah.
And then if they start asking more questions, then you know, you volunteer the information or not, and then that's it. You just roll with the punches. Now, I do have to say, at my age, when I'm sharing that information, chances are the other side is sharing, well, I have high blood pressure, and I had a colonoscopy the other day. It's like, okay, all right, now we're sharing. We're open. We can relate on some level. And so, you know, you just kind of, it's a wave, and take it lightly.
Right.
Life has so much drama in it. This is just a bump in the road for you.
Nice.
It doesn't have to be a terminal a sentence for you. It really all depends on your personality, and I just cannot emphasize enough about education and just being brave enough to even get checked out, because we're blessed that we're living in a day and age where there's so many options, so many medications, so many tests that are available.
Yeah.
And you know, I sound like a infomercial, but the sooner they detect it, the sooner you can do something about it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And before we even get, because we want to get to how, speaking of servicing and resources, I'm going to get to you, Tracy. But I do want to touch on, for you, Nikki. There's a lot. She does a lot in the community. But I do want to touch on for you as well, because you were also young finding out. And how was it dating for you, and how are you kind of going through it? I know she on her, like, she not worried about nobody right now, but how was it for you when you found out?
I never had to have the conversation. I didn't have to tell my ex because we were neighbors and he knew about the girl next door who beat
That's
cancer.
a whole movie, child. That's
Yeah, and so I used to cry to his mom for like a year and a half, like, I'm never dating no man. I don't want to have that conversation. I have scars. I don't even have a whole nipple. My nipple is gangster shaped right now. It's a teardrop. Like, I'm not even dealing with this right now. And then I ended up dating her son. And so I kind of broke the stigma with him, because when he heard about the girl next door, he thought I was going to come over like very sick looking and bald and no nothing. And here I have hair that's pretty long. And so he got kind of confused, just as I was, because I was like, you cannot be my neighbor. Like, this is gonna be a problem. Like, and my friends used to clown me, like, you need to get out of the house. Like, you think he's just gonna show up to your door? And I was like, no, but he might move next door. And he did.
he did. He did.
Good for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he did. He moved next door, and it was my fairy tale Disney movie coming to life. And it was perfect because I dodged that conversation because he already knew. But then my moment with him hit when, like, I was being really shady with him. Like, if I changed my clothes, you know, the doors are locked, the lights are dimmed, my hair is to the front, I wouldn't let him see me. And then when we got, you know, later on into our relationship, he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you locking the doors? And that's when I had to tell him, like, look, it has nothing to do with you. I don't even look at myself in the mirror, and I'm having a hard time accepting my new body, so how am I going to have you look at me when I can't look at me? And thank God that he didn't care. He was like, I love them. And I was like, okay. Because if he didn't react that way, and he could have been like, maybe we should keep the lights off until you're done with reconstruction. If he handled it that way, I would have been in therapy, because I would be traumatized and I would never want to tell anyone. And now the whole world, because of social media, knows that, like, I'm from LA. When I walk around, I know people think I'm tits on a stick and I'm just had another boob job in LA and I'm that girl. But my theory with Stichiz, and I told her yesterday, if I can get them to look, I can get them to listen. Because even though they think that okay, she has implants. I do have implants. So find out why I have implants. And, like, I'm not going to dress any different than how I used to.
Nope.
Like, you guys are worried about a nip slip. I'm worried about a scar slip. And
Yeah.
at this point, like,
Exactly.
if you see the scar, then you should be happy. And, or, like, they told me, I think we were talking about this before we were recording, when the doctors told me you're not going to have any sensation, whatever.
Yep.
And then 8 years later, like, my nipples are getting hard, the real one and the fake one. So, like, I will put my hair back and have like, my nerves are waking up. My nipples are hard, and I'll have people touch it, and because if they only knew what this means for me to have my nerves waking up.
We're laughing, but it's a real conversation. We're laughing, but it's a real, genuine conversation.
It can happen to you too.
Yeah.
You're not invincible, unfortunately. And so, I have them all out there, and now I don't even have to have a conversation. I'm going to pull your trick. I'm just going to say it very casually.
I love buffalo wings, and by the way,
I had cancer. So
I'm glad you got to keep your nipple.
So I don't know how that happened, to be honest.
Yeah.
This was only
You
the
can
last
have mine.
How many years
Girl,
ago
I'll
did you
take
have a
it.
mastectomy?
8. And
So-
they just started getting
Because I was going to
Yeah.
say I'm 10. I'm going into my 11th year, and they were not doing
No.
nipple sparing. Now, it wasn't even an option, but now it's more than nipple sparing.
Yeah.
Today, 10 years later, there's something called resensation where women don't lose the sensation of their breast.
Oh, wow.
So as years go, the technology gets
Oh,
better.
yeah, it changes a lot.
Okay, so some of us have nipples and some of us don't.
I did mine, I think 13 or 14 years ago, and they took everything. And they usually go in after your mastectomy and put in what's called expanders to help you keep the shape and to continue to stretch the skin so it makes room for the implant. I couldn't get that at the time. So when I came out of surgery, I literally was like,
You were directed.
I was gutted like a fish. Like I was caved in. So like the first time looking at that, like she said, I'm not looking at this. Like my first bath, I'm like, what the whole house ran in the bathroom. Because I'm like, what in the hell is this?
So what do you do in that moment for somebody who's listening and going through that? Like, what can you give them to do, or do you just have to get through it?
You have to get through it.
It's a very
You
emotional
go through every
part
emotion.
of it. You're gonna be mad at yourself. You're gonna cry. You're gonna be
jealous.
angry. You're gonna be jealous of your
envious.
friends. That
I got 2 seconds of jealousy listening to her. Like, you got a nipple?
I mean, listen, we can't even go into a Victoria's Secret and buy a bra. We don't have that luxury of walking
throw
into a
away every
Bloomingdale's.
bra. Like,
we
I
have
don't
to
want
go
'em.
find specialty bras.
Yeah.
I just want a t-shirt bra. Just saying.
Do you go through depression?
Yeah.
You do?
You go through every emotion. You go through why it couldn't be her, why was it me? You go through one day of like, oh, it's okay, I got this. Then you go through a day of like, damn, cancer's everywhere. It's in the bills, it's in school, it's in the neighbor, like it's everywhere. And then you realize you can't stay stuck in that one emotion. You got to move forward.
Nice.
So
Can I give a different perspective?
Yeah.
It pulled me out of depression. Because when I decided not to go to law school as a Middle Eastern, if you're not a doctor, lawyer, engineer,
You're
you're
nothing
a
about you.
failure.
Nothing about
You
you.
can't do that. And so then when I got cancer, I was like, what am I tripping on? Who wants to even be a lawyer anyway? No shade to the lawyers, but like...
We need your lawyers.
Yeah, it pulled me out of my depression because then I
Good
was
for
like,
you.
at least I'm alive. Like, I'm not in court, but I'm alive, you know? So it worked out for me.
Good for you.
And then when I was going through my treatment, my oncologist was like concerned about me because I was so positive that he was telling me, you know, I'm scared you're going to crash out later and it's going to hit you. And anyone that would come to the house, like, I'm so sorry, you're so young, the I feel bad for you type of vibe, they would leave the house laughing and not having that sad, they picked up off of my energy because I don't want that around me.
Right.
And if you're going to be like that around me, then I'm going to go down. So I had to be strong so my mom wouldn't break down, my sister wouldn't break down, my dad wouldn't break down. If I would crumble, everybody else would crumble.
Absolutely.
And I did have my moments when
You
I
have your
definitely
moments.
crumbled. Yeah. I'm not saying I was just like all positive the whole time because I definitely wasn't. Especially after I got the infection and I saw myself, that's when I was like, whoa. I didn't even know human female body could even look like this.
Because you got an infection and then they did the surgery, and I remember you said it was at your collarbone?
Yeah, one implant was like fresh and up here, and the other one was like bigger and dropped. So I was like, that's why my hair is so long, because it became a security blanket for me. Because every time I see someone, they're like looking. But then I got smart. Put my hair to the front. Now you can't see anything.
Girl.
So,
You get innovative.
yeah. So.
Ladies, man.
It's geeky time.
No, I just thank you for being open about it, because everyone's not at that point where they can talk about it. So I'm sure someone who's hearing it is like, oh, somebody gets it. Somebody hears it.
I'm not alone.
I'm not alone. So now let's get to, is there a preventative portion of it? Because I want someone to feel hopeful. So, and I'm sure they are feeling hopeful just listening and hearing you speak now, but let's get to the preventative, and then let's get to the support and the resources that are out there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prevention is do yourself breast exams. Every month, feel it on the first. Men, guess what, guys? You can get breast cancer too. Feel your chest, know your body. If you feel something, say something.
Tony
do
just
not
checked
wait.
his chest. Yeah, you saw Tony.
I had to look away from Tony. You know, if you feel something, say something.
Yeah.
And honestly, know your family history. And I know I'm sitting in a very diverse room right now.
Yeah.
Most importantly, our African American sisters have a
Caribbean sisters,
40%
Lord.
higher mortality rate.
Yes.
Speaking of Caribbean, I'm going to throw Bahamians kind of underneath the bus for a second. Do you know 28.1% of Bahamians have a genetic mutation in the Bahamas right now?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
BRCA. And it's devastating the laws over there. So really know your family history, talk about it, because it was not easy by any means to remove healthy body parts for myself, but it was prevention. Knowing that I had an 87% chance for breast cancer and my youngest aunt died in her 40s, to me was, when was I going to get that diagnosis versus taking that diagnosis into my own hands and then turning my pain into my purpose.
That's exactly what we were talking about. And speaking of purpose, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that your organization does, and then I'll go to each of you, some of the things that you're doing on your own, speaking, some of you traveling in media, and please.
So in our local communities, we partner up with different organizations to provide free mammograms, free pap smears, PSA testing for men, as well as HPV and some other testing on site at our events. We also offer a Dear Body Project, which is an amazing transformational photo shoot where you come in as your most authentic self, and we transition you throughout the day, and we write your story on your body. We also offer, our biggest program is a pre-mastectomy care package, which is everything you need prior to a mastectomy.
Wow.
So when you go to the doctor, they're not telling you when you go home, you need a button-down shirt, you need a post-surgical bra, you need something to put your drain holders in. Like I literally had a yarn of string tied around my waist with my drain holders. And that's not acceptable. So we created a pre-mastectomy care package. So it's a post-mastectomy bra with removable drain pockets, so you can take them off and use them post-surgical, along with a robe and a shirt with drain pockets, a chest buddy pillow for your seatbelt, because when you're driving, somebody slaps on the brakes. Hello, that's your chest. We also provide radiation chemo creams, as well as one of our partners is Thrive Cosmetics, because everybody know a girl loves some lipstick or some lip gloss or some eyelashes or eyebrows, and a gynecological care package for survivors only, and really just focus on educating the community all over of what you can do and how proactive you can be. And surgical journey is not for everybody. That might mean you literally can go today for a mammogram, and in 6 months you have an MRI, and in 6 months you have a mammogram and an ultrasound. Prime example, my mother's a thriver. She has multiple myeloma, non-curable cancer. Just found out after 20 years she's BRCA2. She had a preventative hysterectomy. Why? Ovarian cancer is no screening, late stage, later ages.
How can they reach you?
You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at BRCAStrong, or you can go on our website at www.brcastrong.org. And I connected with her just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
She reached out to me.
On social media?
She literally reached out to me, and then when Kimmy B told me she was here, I was like, this was
And I
a
think
full
I
circle.
found
Look at that. I wanted to shout out to Kim B too. So you got, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either. She said, you messaged me. I was like, I did.
I did? That, see?
Yeah.
And then she was part of our transformational photo shoot 2 years ago.
Tyga B, we love all of you ladies,
Calendar girls.
honestly.
Calendar girls.
So you do calendars, you do care packages, all the things, mammogram screenings. So look it up, please. One more time, say it.
We provide pre-mastectomy care packages, gynecological care packages, help getting you a mammogram for the underinsured and uninsured. Go to rural communities and bring different vans to get testing done, because know your body.
What's your handle?
BRCAStrong.
Shake and bake. That's what you got,
BRCAStrong.
Tyga, tell us some of the things, because I know the way that we met was like, what, is it 8 years ago? When we first kicked off Beat Cancer Brunch.
Yes.
And that's when we found out a different story, similar to yours, where you didn't lose your hair.
Correct.
And you actually created...
I didn't create it.
What did you do?
We had to rent them.
Cold cap.
So I did cold capping.
Yeah.
So after I got diagnosed and not having a support system in the matter of no one knows what it's like to be young going through breast cancer. The way you said, you're sitting in the office and everyone relates. Everyone always thought it was my mom. So when they would call my name and I would stand up, the whole office is like, ooh. So I started a nonprofit, which was Tyga B for breast cancer, to basically help women or men that were in my age bracket that were dealing with breast cancer, and also to assist people with cold capping, which is the way that I saved my hair through chemo.
Yeah.
So we would go out and actually help women that didn't have the family members or the support team to switch out the caps like I had.
Wow.
So that was just something that we did.
And her hair was laid, honey. It was nice. It was like, what's going on?
And now it's a lot more common, but when I did it, it was kind of like, she's a nuisance to the support staff, or the nurses don't want to have to deal with the timing, or the care and the extra people that I had into the room.
For the patients.
It did. It worked. It helps you keep your confidence, especially when you've already lost so much.
Sure.
So it was just that way of people not looking at you saying, okay, that's the cancer girl.
Nice.
So on top of the nonprofit, I also wrote a book, and that was basically also came from kind of just journaling and not being able to talk while I was going through it, or having so many thoughts in your head that don't have the decency to whisper. So I put them down, and a friend of mine was like, why don't you make a book out? I'm like, who would read that? And
people did.
I didn't have a book to go and read, or I didn't
October
have
never
anyone.
ends.
October never ends. So that's what came from that.
And how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TYGAB free, or TYGAB4BC, and on Amazon, October Never Ends.
And she's selling sweaters, but not this one, because I'm taking
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, and I brought the book and forgot.
It's all right. I got one over there for you. Okay. And Natalie, please.
What?
Tell it.
I didn't make anything. I haven't created anything.
That's okay.
Some of the things that you're involved in, and how you're really how you turned your pain into purpose.
So immediately, well, I wouldn't say immediately, but when I went through my cancer journey, being in radio, my brothers and my sisters in radio knew what I was going through.
Yeah.
And I was not comfortable talking about it because I never wanted anyone to feel sorry for me. I didn't want the pity party. I didn't, because I'm strong and I got this and God's got me, and so that was it. And I didn't want to hear it. And I was going through that. There's people that are going through worse than me. So why? What right do I have to gloat or to brag about being a survivor when somebody's going through something similar and in a worse situation than what I had? So I went through all of that. So I didn't want to do anything about it. And then a friend of mine at the Sun Sentinel and the Miami Herald reached out and said, I want to do a story on you. How comfortable are you talking about this? And I said, what kind of a story? And he said, I want to know your story, and I want to just print it. And I said, can I think about it?
Okay.
And he said, absolutely, take your time.
Yeah.
I turned around, and I instantly was like, okay, let's do it. Because at that moment, I realized that my story could be relatable to somebody else. And somebody is listening, and somebody does have questions. Somebody's going through the fears and the uncertainty and the sorrow and just freaking out because they just heard the word cancer in their diagnosis or in their exam. Or maybe their exam, early on was elevated, and so you're WebMDing everything, which is the worst thing that you can do.
Do not do it.
Gosh, it's the worst thing, but we all do it. I mean, we do it with anything. A broken nail. Okay, what's the symptom of that? Okay, I'm looking, low in calcium or something. So I told my story in print, and so I felt safe because I wasn't talking.
Right.
I wasn't, the mic wasn't in front of me, and I felt comfortable. And then one day he's on the air with us. He's a guest, during the show. And he just blurts it out on the radio about my cervical cancer.
Oh.
And I felt my heart sink for a second.
Yeah.
But I just rolled with it.
Okay.
And the more I talked about it, the more comfortable I felt.
Look at you now.
Yeah.
And instantly, I started having people that I didn't even know reach out to me. Back then, it was Facebook only,
Right.
and Twitter. And so I'm hearing from all of these people who I'm now friends with.
Wow.
People that I now consider my sisters in cancer.
Yeah.
Somebody that started this group called Survivors with a CER, she reached out to me, Tamara, and she has a national organization. And
Tamara
so
I'm
not here in Washington. And so she reached
amazing
out,
organization.
and
Wow.
she has a platform similar to what BRCA does, and they go around educating and talking, and they have people telling their stories. And she said, "Can I share your story? Would you talk to us?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it.
Let's go. We ready now.
Let's go." And so there's no stopping me now.
Nice.
Again, my cancer is not the same, but I feel like there's so much in common. There's that common thread.
Yeah.
Because we're women, even though men also can have all of the above, except for cervical, there is that string. And I was telling Stichiz, I can't empathize with you because I don't know what that's like. In fact, I would love to get rid of my tits, but that's beside the point. That feeling of, am I whole? Am I still a woman? Am I still attractive?
Right.
And what's wrong with me? Am I deficient? And it starts internally, and then somehow you become a magnet to people thinking that, and maybe they don't think it, but we think they think it.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just the uncertainty. People don't know.
Right.
And they don't know how to approach. And so they want to tiptoe around you, and they want to, be so cautious with what they say and how they say it, and they feel sorry. And sometimes we're not having that, but we also have to understand it's not coming from a place of, oh, woe is me. It's more of a, I want to help, I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too
I
much.
just don't know how.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for organizations like that and like yours, because we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. Everybody needs that, because,
Beautiful.
again, the not knowing, that fear factor, the not educating yourself. And I just, just share your story.
I love it.
Be proud of it. And, I could not have an arm or a leg or my hair. And I know that I'm still going to be beautiful, and I'm still going to be, me.
That girl.
Nice. That girl. Good morning.
Yeah.
And speaking of that girl, thank you so much, Natty. Speaking of that girl, for you, Nicole, how has it been for you turning this pain into purpose? What
Is it?
What's happening? Tell me.
It's okay.
Oh, it's happening.
I don't know how I'm not cold, but they get hard.
This is the key moment, ladies and
Like I'm
gentlemen.
making eye contact, and I look down.
That's
Did
why
you
you
know?
look like that.
Did you know?
Like
Wait,
that in the
I have a random fact.
in the interview.
I have a random fact for you about boobs, by the way.
So, can we say what's happening or don't say
You
it?
can say it.
Okay.
And then we gotta like and subscribe $19.99 or something. This can't be free content.
Okay,
Only
just so you
fans.
know what's happening.
I cannot right
Dang on T, baby, looks to the right, and I see her laughing.
And
then
it's
I look,
happy.
and she pointed, and
It got hard.
their
It
nipple.
made me hard.
This ain't that type of podcast.
I cannot right now.
So her nipple,
Okay.
her nipple is prevalent.
It's happy.
It's happy.
It's erected.
It
The
is.
real one.
But that's the real.
projectile.
But that's good.
It is.
Let me
It's very good.
Talent.
Look at your sister,
Well, the
look at
fan
you.
is on her. The fan is
The
on
fan is
her.
on me.
It
Nothing's
is.
happening to me.
Hot
The
now,
fan will
forget
never
what
do
I
anything
said.
to mine.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, back in scene.
I'm
Thanks, T.
happy.
She looked at me.
I was like,
But
It's
no,
back.
but you reacted. I saw you in the corner. I'm kind of jealous.
I am I'm real jealous. And for our sixth guest,
Me and Tyga B over here like we're jealous.
What is happening?
Johnny's like, I need to go.
Johnny's hot.
All right, we're fine. Be free. We're here.
Yes.
All right. Well,
You
not
said it,
that
not me.
free. Recording. They got the paper. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
It's not your fault.
Alright,
Don't worry.
subscribe.
Edit.
All right.
Good for you.
So, she said subscribe. Lord.
Coming soon. So I
No,
don't
it's-
have an organization.
Right.
I might have a subscription channel soon.
But the way you were
I'm here for it.
I love you, ladies. I mean it. I really do.
Yes.
The way you were able to turn your pain into purpose is similar to Natty. Now just being open and sharing your story, but
Yeah.
it was kind of like in this time frame, social media.
Yeah.
Tell us that process and how people can connect with you.
So I did Big Boy's interview in 2020, and then I sat down with him again in 23, and that's when A.O. found me online. And a year later, he reached out to me and had asked, you know, we're doing this for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Are you open to sharing your story? I was like, yeah. I didn't think he was going to have me bouncing around.
Flued out. Shout out to Big Boy.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Yeah, so I started off with Big Boy and then AO and Kimmy. Kimmy and AO connected all the dots, made this happen. I'm for sure tired, but you know, I'm doing it for the people, for the girls and the gays, not the boys. It's not for the boys. So, yeah, and then so he had me just different cities and different stations, and it was so easy talking to everyone. And
Nice.
it was real, genuine, raw conversations. Ferrari made me drop a tear. So that was, we had a moment. Angela was amazing. BT was amazing. Otis, everyone, you, Angela, everyone has been so supportive that it's made it so easy for me to talk about it that I forget that this isn't like just staying in the room, that there's other people on the other side of the mic actually listening.
Right.
But that's okay. I'm keeping it real, and if I can go through this emotion, then there's no way that somebody else in the world didn't feel how I feel. And if I can break the stigma or any sort of stereotypes of like what a cancer patient should look like or how you should dress or whatever type of weird projections they're putting on me, then I'll do what I have to do. And hearing the support and getting support back from strangers on the internet, I didn't know the internet could be so nice, but I'll keep doing it.
Nice.
And so, you know, you can find me on Instagram. Like, it all started on Instagram.
Nice.
You too. Apparently, I'm a little.
And connecting, you never know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never know.
I had no
Reach
idea.
out. Reach
Yeah.
out. That's beautiful. And I know you said before we close out, you mentioned your dad and your sister were a heavy support for you as well. What can we say, ladies, as we close? And I know Making Stride, American Cancer Society, they're also organizations that provide resources as well. But what can you say again to someone who is really looking for support? Speak to that person. What can they do after they come out of this space of like, okay, I have it. It's not going to take over me. What do I need to do
Get
next?
on TikTok. Somebody has a video that you can relate to.
Get on
I search
TikTok.
TikTok for everything now.
So many people
So
find
And that's how a lot of
That's how
people,
they
you
find
went
our
viral on
packages.
TikTok. I
Yeah.
shared your story.
Yeah,
Okay.
the video that took 10 seconds to upload that I didn't think anything about, it was just a random video of my nurse comforting me bedside right before my double mastectomy, and then 2 days later I was like, whoa, this hit 5 million views in 2 days, and this is a video that's 8 years old that is not new, but like in the comment section I had other cancer patients sharing their stories. I had nurses in the comments. I had normal, or not normal, because what's normal? Typical undiagnosed people.
Different people.
Yeah.
Healthy people. Cancerless people.
Cancerless people. I don't want to categorize anyone to get canceled on accident, but they were commenting of like, you know, I'll never forget what it was like seeing my sister, my aunt, my granny, my mom go through this, and having a supportive nurse. It really became like a community of women, and I kept getting comments of like, pink sister here. Or, what's a pink sister? Come to find out I am one. I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Go online.
membership to
It
the
doesn't
There's a
matter.
community that can
for sure.
support
If you don't
you.
have a group of people in
Yeah.
real life, you can for sure have some internet friends.
That's good.
Yeah.
It can be used for something positive.
Yeah.
It's a sorority nobody wanted to be a part of. But once you're a part of it, the community just comes together and supports you. Look, I met her on social media years ago and literally was like, sent her the application for Dear Body. She showed up at my house. She had no idea that she was walking into my home and where this would lead.
Forever
and
friend.
now we see each other everywhere. We talk, not all the time, but
When
I'm
you
like,
see each other.
where you at?
Yeah.
I see her traveling. I'm like, you living
Yeah,
your
she-
best life, boo. I'm gonna come work for Spirit. Just saying.
discounts.
I can't with you.
And you Tyga B, and then we'll Nah.
I say if you had a good circle before, find your people in that good circle too.
Nice.
I was
good.
blessed with some of the best friends a girl could ever ask for, and the ones that you know need to be there, they'll be there.
They'll stay there.
The ones that don't have anything to give in that moment,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
They may
good.
come in the end, they may come later on, they may not come back at all, but it's okay.
That's good.
You'll know your people.
That's good. You'll know your people.
Yes.
Nat.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything that's been said as far as that's concerned. People will come to you, people will reach out, and I hope that you're hearing all of our stories, and just know that if you don't have any answers, ask us. We'll find out for you.
Nice.
We have no shame, and we'll do the legwork for you to get it started for you. Feel free to do that. As far as surrounding yourself with the right people, when you go through something, you do know who's worthy and who's not of being in your story. And it's okay that somebody's only there for a chapter,
Nice.
because there's so many other chapters to your story.
That's good.
And they don't have to stick around. It's okay to let it go. And do surround yourself, whether you have cancer, whether you have nothing.
Right.
Always surround yourself with somebody that's feeding your soul and your spirit, somebody that does you good, because you don't want to be around toxic people.
That's good.
Life's toxic enough.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to applaud you ladies and say thank you for always snapping. We're not doing that.
I just learned what this was.
What's-
It's
so-
a finger clap.
Yeah, it's a clap.
I just
Oh, I
learned.
thought it was
Poetry, in poetry they do.
Oh, I thought it was
tea.
clapping the T.
Oh.
I thought, no, wasn't it T?
That's what I
It could be
thought.
if you're saying
Or
something
clock it. I thought it was clock it.
That one.
I thought it was just
Yes.
pinching nipples.
We're not?
No.
When
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
don't reach for mine.
Johnny's like, I'm done.
Yeah, Tony's over it. To all of our family, our iHeart family, of course, to Ao, to Kimmy, and to you ladies, we just want to say thank you so much to everyone
Thank you.
Listening and to watch. Please know you mentioned something very important. Everyone's story is different. Everyone will not do the same thing or will not make the same decisions that these ladies did or that someone else did, but do what's best for you. And just know that there are people who do care, and know that there are people who do love you. So we thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and know that we care and we love you. And get
Tested.
Get tested.
Your mammogram.
your mammogram. Okay,
know
get,
your body yourself
Tested.
too.
Get
Mammogram.
get
Mammogram.
get.
Happy.
We love you for free. Can we end up on the count of 3? Love you for free. Love you, boy.
Love you for free.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.